Juan, are you there? Do you have a minute to talk to me about something really quick? I just heard that you were fighting with one of our neighbors. Do you have anything to say about that?
Someone told you that I was fighting with a neighbor? Where'd you hear that from? Who told you that?
It was actually Julia from up the street who told me. She's the lady with those two little Shiba dogs, you know the ones. She told me that you and her husband were fighting about something outside her house earlier this weekend.
Oh, right, you're talking about her husband, Frank. Yeah, we had a little chat earlier today, but it wasn't anything more serious than that.
Oh, really? Because Julia seemed to be pretty upset over the whole matter. She called to apologize because she was sure that her husband must have done something to make you act that way. But knowing you, I worry that you might have been out there looking for trouble. So, I just wanted to know what this fight was about and if you started it.
Okay, well, it's not like I hit him or anything. I just gave him a little kick is all.
Wait a second. You kicked Frank. Juan, how could you do that? That's awful!
I didn't do it on purpose, or at least I didn't mean to do it that hard is all.
That doesn't make it any better at all, Juan! Why are you always so quick to get into fights with people? You really need to learn how to have more patience and just let things go.
But I wasn't the one who started it, okay? I was taking a walk, alright? And Frank was watering his plants, and then he splashed water on me.
You kicked a neighbor because he got you a little wet while he was out watering his plants? Are you kidding me?
I didn't kick him that hard, I already told you. I was just aiming to kick him back away from me so he would back up.
Did you really think that he was purposefully trying to spray you with water while he was out there watering his plants? And why do you think that you needed to elevate that situation to violence if that really was all that happened? You need to go to their house and apologize. Do you understand me?
But why should I have to do that, okay? I just got these clothes and he got them wet. These aren't just any clothes either. I picked them up from a really expensive store, so they're fragile. You have no idea how upset I got when he got water on them. You weren't there.
No, I know just how upset you got because I've seen you act this way before. Now, Julia and I are friends, and we don't want this bad blood between our families. So if you're really going to refuse to apologize, then can you at least just avoid interacting with Frank at all from now on?
Well, I wish that I could have just ignored him, but it's clear that he has it out for me. He's always acting like he's better than me just because he makes a bit more money and his dogs are so noisy every single day. I just don't know how I'm supposed to avoid him when he's always rubbing his life in my face.
I don't think his dogs are annoying at all. They're very well behaved, and Julia and Frank are both wonderful people. I've talked with Frank several times, and he seems like a very laid-back person who would never try and start a fight with someone.
Oh, okay, so I guess you're just gonna take their side over mine and say that I'm wrong, huh? Why do you never believe me when it comes to this stuff?
How can I believe you when it comes to this kind of stuff, Juan? I've seen how you act, and 9 times out of 10, you're the one that starts trouble. I've already gone and apologized to Julia, but I would really appreciate it if you went over there and said you were sorry.
That's no fair, though. I shouldn't have to apologize for anything because I didn't do anything wrong. Frank started it, not me, okay? So why should I have to say that I'm sorry?
Because you kicked him, Juan! Even if he did start it, you took it up to another level, and you should own up to that. You do realize that we're lucky to not be getting sued by the two of them, right? And if you want to make sure that that doesn't happen, then you would do well to go and say that you're sorry.
No, I'm not going to do that, Teresa.
Why are you being such a child about this? It really shouldn't be this difficult. But if you really want to act this way, then if you don't apologize, I'll throw away all your video games. What do you think about that?
Whoa, what? Is that some kind of joke or something? You can't just do that. That's taking things way too far.
Is it? I'm pretty sure that I've been the one that's bought every single one of those games for you, Juan. So since I bought them, I don't see why I can't do whatever I like with them. Besides, maybe throwing them all away would finally convince you to get off your butt and go look for a job.
Hey now, this isn't fair. My video games and my employment status have nothing to do with each other. Besides, I do have a job. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a full-time job, Juan. The kind that you used to have. Now you just work part-time and spend the rest of the day glued to the TV playing your games. When are you going to grow up and work like an adult?
Alright, jeez. If you're really gonna be like this, then I guess that I can go and apologize. I'll make sure and get that done soon, okay?
Please do! I really don't want you to wait too long to do this. I really do like Julia, and I don't want this to spoil things between us. You know that there aren't many neighbors left who get along with us, don't you?
What are you talking about? There's plenty of people who live around us. You can always just make friends with one of them.
Do you really think that? I hope you don't, because that tells me just how delusional you really are. You need to realize all the trouble that you've been causing, not just for me, but everyone around us. Got it?
Right, I understand.
Juan, what in the world is the matter with you? When are you going to finally learn your lesson and settle down?
What are you talking about? I didn't even do anything. You can't just start a conversation with me like that.
I mean, you went out and get in another fight with someone else! Again! I hope you know that I just can't let you off the hook for this one, Juan.
But it wasn't my fault. They started it, I swear. If they didn't want to get hurt, then they shouldn't have been messing around with me in the first place.
Is that really all that you're able to say for yourself at times like these? Because whenever this kind of stuff happens, it's always you who's starting it.
But it really wasn't my fault at all, I swear. And if he didn't want to get hurt, then he's the one who should have known better.
Why do you keep calling this person he when it was your friend Charles?
I'm not saying that jerk's name anymore because him and I are not friends.
But why did you get into a fight with him in the first place? I want to know what happened between you two. Right now.
So him and I were out the other night to get drinks, and then he just started talking bad about me all of a sudden, like totally out of nowhere. So then I got mad and I tried to grab his collar to tell him to shut his mouth.
Grabbing his collar still doesn't explain how he got hurt the way that he did.
Well, I was trying to grab his collar, but I wasn't looking where my hands were going, and I ended up shoving him off the bar stool. So, do you get it now? None of this is my fault in the slightest. Any way you look at it, he was the one who started running his mouth about things that he shouldn't have. And then I was just acting the way that any self-respecting man would.
And just what was Charles saying to you that got you so upset?
He was making fun of me because my mom raised me. Can you believe that someone would say something like that to someone else? I knew right then and there that if I didn't put him in his place, then I would never be able to respect myself.
But it was your mom who raised you, Juan.
Yeah, but he was making fun of me for it. There was no way I could just sit back and be quiet after being told something like that. He said it made me a loser. That's why I did what I did.
But do you know that he broke his ankle because you shoved him out of his seat, right? Even if you didn't mean to do it, you are still the cause of the injury, and that's just a fact. He would be well within his right to go to the police, report what happened, and have you arrested. You realize that, right?
And just why would the police even bother doing that after they hear the full story of what happened? They would clearly see that it was a matter of self-defense, okay? I was only defending my honor against a rude jerk like him.
I really don't think they would see it that way. No matter what was said, you were the one that resorted to violence. Any excuse you gave after that would just come off as you justifying what you did to him. You're still at fault for making the first move.
So you're saying that you want me to be arrested then, huh? You think that you'd be better off if I was in jail? I can't believe that I'm having this kind of talk with my own wife. Why does nobody ever take my side? You're all really just jerks who are up against me.
No, Juan, I don't want you to go to jail. In fact, the only reason that I know that you're not going to end up there is because I talked to Charles and convinced him to not press any charges. But in exchange for that, we have to pay the hospital bills for his broken ankle. So, you're welcome for that.
So, how much did the hospital end up costing him then?
It was a few $100s, actually. But why do I feel like I'm always paying your way out of trouble? You have no idea how exhausting it is dealing with you sometimes.
Right, but if everything is settled, then I don't really see a point in talking about this any longer. It sounds to me like all's well that ends well.
We are not through talking about this, Juan. You need to go and apologize to Charles. Do you understand me?
I'm not gonna say a word to that jerk ever again.
Why not, Juan? Why are you making this so difficult? You could save yourself so much trouble if you just learned to say that you were sorry. There is a lot of weight behind a well-worded apology. I can promise you that.
I didn't do anything wrong, so I don't see any reason why I have to be apologizing for anything.
Oh, just give me a break already! You are always the first one to elevate some spat into a physical confrontation. You need to start taking responsibility for your own actions because I am tired of covering for you all the time. This is going to be the last time that I bail you out.
And just what is that supposed to mean?
It means that I'm moving out. I can't deal with you right now, Juan.
Wait, Theresa, you can't leave me.
Yes, I can. Do not fight me on this. I just don't want to be around you for a while.
But you'll come back, won't you? I mean, you're not gonna be away for very long, right?
Actually, right now I'm thinking very hard about whether or not I want a divorce. So just please, don't push this anymore and give me some space to think.
Theresa, you can't be serious about that. How could you do something so cruel?
You might think it's cruel, but it's the only thing I can think to do for myself right now. Unlike you, I'm not going to lash out. But I am asking for enough space so that I can think about things.
Please, wait, you can't leave me! I need you, Theresa, don't do this to me!
Well, I don't want to be babying you all the time anymore. And if we do get a divorce, know that you would have to move out and find a new place to live, okay? Because I'm the one that pays the rent and the bills. I've paid for basically everything in our house.
So you would take everything if we got a divorce? The car, my games, even my computer?
That's right. I have a more than fair claim to all of it, so you better think twice about how you act from now on. Got it? I've given you way too many chances, and you've wasted them all.
But I never even knew that you would get upset enough to leave me. Please, you have to rethink this. Don't do this to me. You're not thinking straight right now, okay? You're just upset. You're just overreacting when you gotta be thinking this out more.
I already told you that I'm only asking for time to be able to think this out. And I am not going to be lectured about acting without thinking from you, Juan. I have talked about this problem of yours with you over and over again, and you just refuse to listen to me. I told you to stop starting fights. Be more patient. Think more clearly, and you do none of it.
But that isn't fair! How can you say this is all my fault? You always put the blame on me and never on anyone else.
That's because you never look to blame yourself and always put the blame on others first. You need to grow up and realize that it's possible for multiple people to be at fault.
That's not true, okay? The world is black and white. People who say otherwise are just trying to make excuses for themselves.
Is that meant to be ironic? Because all you ever do is make up excuses for why you're right and the other person is wrong.
You can't do this to me. I was just defending my honor. Surely I have a right to do that. Why are you acting like I'm the crazy one or like an idiot for doing that?
Because if your first thought of how to defend your honor is through violence, then you really are an idiot. You need to think your actions through more and not just to let your fist do the thinking for you. My entire marriage to you, I felt like more the mother of an unruly child than I have anyone's wife.
You can't do this to me, Theresa! You come back home right now! I'm gonna teach you a lesson about putting me down like this!
So, now you're even threatening me. Are you serious? That's it? That was the last straw. I am never, ever going back to that house with you.
But where are you gonna go? Are you gonna go and live with your parents or something?
Why on earth do you think that you deserve to know where I'll be? I never want to see you again, so I'm not telling you anything. Can you please stop blowing up my phone, Juan? This is the 20th call you've given me in the span of a few days. I already told you that I'm going to go back home.
No, it's not about that. This is an emergency. Something really bad has happened.
What is it, Juan? What trouble have you gotten yourself into now? I already told you that I'm not going to be bailing you out of anything, remember?
It isn't that, Theresa. It's my mom. She's passed away.
You're kidding me. Your mom is dead?
It's true. She had some kind of heart attack or something and then just collapsed. And then she just never woke up. I don't even know what else to say right now. I just feel so numb now.
Wow. I see. Well, you have my condolences then.
We're gonna have the funeral tomorrow as well. I know that we're still fighting, but I would really appreciate it if you could be there.
Right, of course I'll go. Your mom was a very kind lady and we got along very well. I'd like to be there to say my final goodbye to her.
Thank you, Theresa. I know that I don't have any right asking you to come, but it really would mean a lot.
Well, I'm not doing it for you, Juan. I'm doing it because I liked your mom and I want to pay my respects.
Right, of course, but also since we're still not divorced, you are still her daughter-in-law, and you'd be coming in that capacity, right?
I suppose so. Of course, your mom has nothing to do at all with what's going on between us. But that reminds me, did your parents, or I suppose just your dad, know? Does he know that we're not living together anymore?
No, he doesn't know that yet. I wasn't gonna mention it to him, but then this happened, and I just didn't have the heart to say anything about it.
Right, well, that makes sense, I guess.
Thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow.
Right, and where's the funeral going to be at?
I'll send you all the details in a little bit, but it's gonna start around noon, so please don't be late.
I'll be there. Don't worry.
Teresa, where are you? What the heck are you doing up until right now, huh? It's already 1! I told you the funeral was gonna be starting at noon!
Sorry, what's got you so upset?
I'm talking about Mom's funeral, don't act dumb. My dad is furious with me right now. Are you trying to humiliate me on one of the worst days of my life? I told you yesterday to be here today for my mom.
Oh, right, your mom. Yeah, I'm with her right now, actually.
What do you mean you're with my mom right now?
I mean that I'm sitting with her as we speak. She wasn't aware that her funeral was today, by the way. And I'm not sure how your dad can be mad at you if he's here with us too.
She happened to call you in between yesterday and now?
Yeah, that's right. I told her that I thought she was dead and explained what had happened. Then she invited me over to her place to talk things out in person. She told me about how you said you were going to meet with me today. But she thought it was odd that wherever it was we were meeting that you needed to pack some rope and a baseball bat with you. Don't tell me that you were going to use those on me. Were you?
What? No, I mean, I wasn't really gonna hurt you or anything like that. I just wanted to scare you a little.
And just why would you want to go and do something like that?
Because you were gonna leave me, and I couldn't let you do that, okay? I need you in my life, and I just wanted you to stay with me.
So you were going to scare me into not divorcing you? And you were going to trick me into meeting you by using your mom's death as an excuse?
It was just gonna be a little prank, I swear. You gotta believe me.
No, I literally don't have to do that at all. And your parents have been apologizing profusely to me since I got here. Your mom keeps saying how ashamed she is of you. Anyways, I want you to pack your bags and move out, right away. I've already hired a moving company to move my things to a new home. You always took things way too far with other people, and now you were about to do the same with me. Thank goodness your mom called when she did, or I don't know what might have happened to me. After that, I told Juan's dad where he told me to meet him, and he went to go and talk with his son. I'm not exactly sure what happened between the two of them, but the next thing I heard, Juan was in the hospital after having seemingly been beaten up. Since moving away, I feel like I've gotten control of my life back, and things have been much better for me. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.